what it was? It was getting your first Johnny 7
Yeah,
gun.
and that is when you get a Johnny 7 gun, you know you want to be a fighter.
Is it?
Well,
You can have your own gun, then you'll be able to take it.
Sting, now your new video of a concert's just come out. Tell us a bit about it.
It was filmed in Atlanta, Georgia in 1983. And it was directed by Kevin Godley and Lol Krem, who always direct us. I think you're there. And we think it's rather good.
Now, in the video, you've kept away from using very many special effects. You were quite restrained. Why did you do that?
Well, we don't use many special effects on stage in performance, because we like to just be a band and play music. So we wanted to keep it true to that philosophy, but it's not to say the film isn't interesting. I mean, I think it's revolutionary in some ways.
In what ways?
In ways of angles of looking at a band. There's a lot of shots of the audience. I mean, extended shots of the audience and how they react to certain numbers and what they do in dancing. I find that interesting.
We're on the set of The Bride. Tell us about it.
It's a Frankenstein story, and I play the dreaded doctor. And not to speak up, I make a mate for the monster. And it's actually the sequel to The Bride of Frankenstein. It's not a remake of The Bride of Frankenstein. It's what happens after. And it's done in the style more of Mary Shelley's original novel than the Hollywood invention of the 30s.
Is it frightening?
It's not a horror film. I think it's a kind of fairy story, really, where I become a monster. I make monsters for a living, and I end up as a monster. It's also a Pygmalion story, in that I've invented this girl who I then teach how to behave in society. And it's a love story.
And why do you like the part?
Why? I think he's a fascinating character in that he's very clever, but he can go one of two ways. He can either be very good and be useful for mankind, or he can do it harm if he makes the wrong choices, and he makes all the wrong choices.
You're about to start the new film Plenty after this one. What's it going to be like working with Meryl Streep?
I'm really looking forward to it. I think she's a really great actress, and most of the pleasure in filmmaking is acting with really good people. It's a pain in the neck when you're not. And she's playing an English woman again, as she did in The French Lieutenant's Woman. And I'm playing a black market salesman just after the war. So I had to cut my hair off and wear a trilby.
Now, you've been having your dreams analysed.
Yes.
Well, what were yours revealing?
Well, I have different kinds of dreams all the time. It depends on what kind of life I'm living. I mean, dreams, I think, compensate for your conscious life in many ways. For example, if you've been really mean to someone, what often happens is in your dream, that person is elevated somehow. So it balances things out. So I tend to take notice of what my dreams tell me now.
Do you write them down?
Yeah, and they're bizarre. Instead of a diary, I used to keep a journal every day. Now I have a dream diary. And the most bizarre, violent, outrageous, adventurous things happen at night. It's great.
And you've also become a vegetarian.
I've stopped eating meat. I sound like a right crank.
Yeah.
Dreams. Vegetarian. I just wanted to see what it was like to stop eating meat, so I stopped about 6 weeks ago. And now the thought of eating a steak or a hamburger revolts me. It's very strange. I never had that feeling before. But I feel healthy enough, you know.
Finally, when do you think people are going to be able to see the police again, apart from on this video?
I really don't know. I think it's very important not to just go out because the band accountant says, oh, you better go out and make $1 million, because that way is stagnation, as far as I'm concerned. I think the police has to get back when we have a new idea or a new way of presenting ourselves. I don't want to just present the old formula, even though we know it works. That's not interesting. Yeah?
Do you think you will have changed radically by the time you appear again?
I think we have to. We have to have changed radically.